This is the Forest of Dean, an ancient woodland in the northwest of Gloucester. We're here to search for one of the region's recently reintroduced inhabitants, the elusive wild boar. The forest is a geographical and cultural landmark that is host to a variety of wildlife, including some of Britain's ubiquitous garden birds, the robin and the grey tit. It's also home to one of our iconic wildflowers, one of the boar's favourite foods. The forest here is carpeted with bluebells, and if you look up to the canopy you can hear loads of birds chirping away, and sometimes you can even catch glimpses of them hopping between the branches right at the tips of the trees. According to the locals, the boar are reasonably easy to come across. The only thing we keep seeing, however, is boar-shaped logs. But then, ducks, a familiar but welcome sight. And somewhat more interestingly, a couple of moorhens, some Canada geese, and even some adorable ducklings. As the ducks left, we continued our search. So we've come across some really good signs that we might see some boar. All of this is stuff that the boar have turned over with their snouts, looking for food and insects and little shrubs that they can eat. So that's a really good sign that we're on the right track. After a few more hours and not much luck, we went to talk to an expert who's seen boar in his area. He helped us set up our wildlife camera in a prime spot.
Here we've got some diggings in the woodland here, and there's both badger and boar here actually that have been digging, but the way in which you know this is boar is because it's actually been sort of properly turned all the way over. So you tend to find badgers just have a bit of a snuff, a little bit of a dig, but the boar tend to be even bigger excavators, and what they do is they actually properly kind of turn over the soil, and in this case the bluebells, with their big snout. So this bit here has actually been done by a wild boar.
This excavating was initially a concern, with some believing it would damage the ecosystem. However, it's proven beneficial, reducing bracken and helping keep the soil fertile. Wild boar were hunted to extinction in the 13th century in the forest. However, recently several have escaped from captivity, and some have even been released illicitly into the wild. So it looks like something's been crossing the river here. There's some sort of crossing, but we don't know for sure that it's boar, but we have seen some boar tracks further down the river back there in a similar fashion, crossing the river. So I think we're going to cross over here to this really rather forbidding looking forest and see if we can see anything. But for us, they're nowhere to be seen. So we've not had much luck finding any boar here, but we've seen some signs of them. So we're going to see if we can find a little bit of a boar hotspot. We've had a few tips that there might be some around the Speech House area, so we're going to see if we can go and find some. We're here at Speech House, and as you can see, there's plenty of signs of all the boar, but there's no boar. I think, unfortunately for us, it's a case of better luck next time. With the light fading, we were greeted with a bittersweet sight. Not a boar, but a wonderful and majestic roe deer. A lovely consolation prize. The next morning, we also found our wildlife camera had captured a muntjac deer. And it seems he wasn't alone.